Welcome back. As parents know, communicating with your baby is no easy task. When the crying starts, we often go down on our list of, are they hungry? Do they need a diaper change? And when all the items checked off and the crying continues, well, that can often be frustrating. But as first-time mom, Fox 44's Noelle Mendoza shows us, there's a way to ease that feeling if you're willing to put in the work.
A crying baby is communicating, or at least trying to.
Why are you so upset?
But as most parents know, and I recently found out,
Are you hungry?
it's hard figuring out just what a baby needs.
If we give them a way to communicate, you can see those tantrums and those fits decrease.
That's where sign language comes in.
Teaching your baby sign language has become such a popular trend nowadays. You can use signs to communicate words such as like fish or flower or spiders. But you can baby sign everything.
Relating any kind of gesture to a word can be considered baby sign language.
So for an example, if grandma comes over and every time she comes over, she kisses the baby on the cheek. So the sign for grandma could be like tapping on the cheek. Something as simple as that.
Baby sign language is completely different from American Sign Language, or ASL. Baby sign doesn't have any rules. Any gesture can be paired with any word. But ASL is the official language of the deaf community. It has the same linguistic properties as spoken languages and its own grammatical structure.
Yes, you have to be careful because the word sign language can mean several things. Baby signs could potentially mean can relate to, it may or may not relate to language acquisition. American Sign Language is actually a language and language acquisition. I mean, they're looking to learn language.
Experts say your baby can start learning any kind of sign at around 6 months old.
They use these signs instead of words because physically they can't produce the words yet. So it kind of gives them a way to communicate with their parents.
How are you? How are you? It's so nice to have you here with me today.
And if you're signing with kids, it counts as a second or even a third language and helps build the synapses in their brain, which actually really is amazing.
There's a longitudinal study. It was about a 10-year study, I believe, or maybe 20 years. These were hearing children, and they were from birth to age 5. They had one particular group that was exposed to sign language. The other wasn't. The one that was exposed to sign language sort of off the charts in terms of language development, so we really had a positive impact.
Though teaching sign can be beneficial to a child's development, Dr. Vijeta Salunke with Baylor Scott & White McLean Children's Hospital says it only works well when we use both sign and speech together.
If someone wants to learn sign language, it's a great way. It's another language. But I would caution parents that this shouldn't be intended to replace our complex languages. Or it shouldn't be intended to replace the talking. So always talk to your child. At the same time, you can also make signs.
And consistency is key. How consistent does a parent have to be for these type of signs to kind of stick and for the baby to really learn what it means?
I would say very consistent because it's just like words. So with words, a child has to hear a word up to 50 times before they even start to attempt to produce it. So think of that kind of with the signs. They have to be very consistent.
To be able to turn this into real communication. Noelle Mendoza, Fox 44 News.